Guys, welcome to NDTV. Very excited about Sacred Games 2. I watched 3 episodes. I wish I could tell everyone everything about it, but I won't. So, I was just listening to your conversation. Let's start with the most important question. What happens when there's a difference of opinion?
My opinion counts.
I just wanted to hear that.
And I surrender.
Until the editing table.
I mean, yeah, there's clearly 2 bullies here. You can just spot the bullies.
Yeah, absolutely. I just had to ask this. Guys, what was the frame of mind? Obviously, it was different before the first season and the second season. When you all went into the second season, what were the first thoughts?
I think it gets complex in season 2. And in order to put out the complexity, you have to first understand it yourself.
Right.
Which is a lot to take. For me, it was first time that I read all the scripts before I went into a shoot.
I was wondering if I should say that.
You just stole his lines.
Right. Guys, how is this, how's working for something like this different from everything that you all have done in the past? All you guys. Neeraj.
I mean, I'll be the worst to talk about it because I was buried under this huge avalanche of pressure that was around me because expectations of the season.
Yeah.
Second, working with these.
No, don't lie. He was under pressure of Masan.
Yeah.
He was not able to get out of it. He was
Yeah.
forced out of it by Vikram. Not of.
Yeah, that, definitely that. And then working with these 2 gentlemen here.
Right.
And with Kalki and everybody here. For me, that was good and bad pressure at the same time. Good pressure was because there's this solace of people that you know and your work that they admire, you admire. So that comfort was there, that advocacy was there, but at the same time there was this fear for me to not live up to the expectations of people that I respect and admire and whose work I admire. That personal failing was the biggest pressure for me, apart from, of course, the multitude of
For me, the most amazing thing in this, what he did was, technically, this man sitting here, he knows his cinema and camera so well that it often makes you feel like, yeah, how does he know always the right spot to put the camera and to move the camera and everything. And Neeraj is absolutely not his school. Neeraj is more narrative type on my zone. He can tell a story with just a camera. But Neeraj needs a script. For Neeraj to take on what he was doing and find himself and make it look good, I think somewhere in that process, he's grown.
He's grown up.
You all 4 of you have been part of such interesting films, such interesting cinema over the years. But what did Netflix and Sacred Games add that you were not doing before?
I think an inbuilt audience that we didn't have to find.
Right.
And if I have to, if that's because I think all of us are watching the shows.
Right.
All of us are up to date with what's up, what's the best show happening on Netflix or any of the streaming services. I think they are for you. So you know your audience before you even started doing it. And I think what's happening with the feature films, at least what Anurag and me have discovered, and I think Neeraj to a lesser extent, is that our audiences come eventually on the internet afterwards.
Execution-wise on the sets, is anything different?
Nothing. For me, nothing was different. I don't know about him. But for me, nothing. We approach it like you approach a feature film. Maybe a little bit more close-ups than you would normally do on a feature film. Other than that, it's the same.
Right.
More pages a day.
More pages a day. Okay, when someone says Sacred Games, you saw the first. What are the flashes that cross your mind?
Cuckoo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cuckoo really stood out, in the first Kartikar.
Right.
Characters, just you remember the characters. You don't just remember Gaytonde and Sartaj.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and tell us, where does your character come in the second season?
Yeah, I think I just start blooming only in the 3rd season. Then the 3rd episode, 3rd season. That's a
Gave it a
that's a Freudian slip. I don't know, but yeah. So it grows. Hopefully, it becomes slightly more complex than what you've seen.
Gayatonde's character, he's so cold. Do these traits come from people you've met? How does one be so cold?
Oh, in the sense, there's always a script. And within the script, one tries to find the reference. Like then you look at the character and you're like, okay, try and recall someone and just borrow.
Right.
Freely steal from people.
Right. And now you work best when you're given the liberty. Internet and web shows and all this has given you great liberty. Do you push yourself more because there is more liberty? Do you, because so it's like,
No.
chalo, let's try something, let's push it.
No, it
to the
gives
audience.
me more joy because then I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm free and I can actually go out and explore a lot other things in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but liberty is hard fought.
You keep right. You keep going back to a feature film and coming back to this. Is that restrictive because of the big screens and
No,
support?
I think I have figured out. I escape from life
Right.
into work.
Right.
So I jump from work to work only because
Thanks.
when I'm not working, I don't know how to deal with things.
Are you ever not work?
No,
Oh, right.
I've never stopped.
The happiest person on a film set is Anurag Kashyap.
That's
Right.
true.
Happiest person on a film
And
set.
it
He's
shows
like
in
a-
the shows and films he makes. Where does Sartaj's character, what's the progress of his character in the second series?
Well, in the season 1, you see that Sartaj has, you see that he's emotionally wrought with
Right.
something. You see glimpses of his past, but in the second season, you actually kind of go back into his past, and we see how that unravels and how that shapes his decisions at this point.
Right.
Professionally, his challenges and responsibility has become like huge because from being that Sonu Pocketmar policeman that he caught, the chore that he caught, to becoming this person who's heading an investigation
Right.
that could put Mumbai and the country in jeopardy. That is a huge step for him. So professionally, he's grown a lot. Character arc-wise, there's a wide expanse, dealing with a lot of past, dealing with his ex-wife, to dealing with what's around him, how the society is shaping him into, and what's his reaction to it, and
Right.
how he's fighting all of that to keep the sanity in is what his character's
Very
about.
interesting.
It's coming of age for
It's
Sartaj.
coming up,
And
right.
finding religion for that.
Wow. What's the biggest advantage, Vikram, of having it being shot on two different sets? I know you all have done this in the past also, it's not the first time, but now that you see it as a showrunner, what's the biggest advantage that you feel?
For me, it's objectivity. Yeah, having objectivity. Last season, even though I'm very, I don't fall in love with my work. I'm quite critical of my work, but it still helps to have objectivity when you're watching, footage from two different sets, where you can be completely objective about the work that you're seeing. I think last season, because it was just scheduling it. When you're saying that, okay, it's two parallel stories, and normally the way a show would work is that you'll have a director doing 2 episodes and somebody else doing 2 episodes. And it was so difficult to, it would just boggle the mind. Like, it would burst to say, if I have to take a director from prep on this set to prep on that set
Right.
to shoot on this set, it was like, forget it. Anurag, tu pura karega? That's how we're going to do it. I'll direct one, you direct one. I do a mini feature, you do a mini feature, we put it together afterwards. Like, that was the way we approached it. And I think the same approach, it worked in season 1.
It
so
worked
why
very
not
well,
in season
yeah,
2? And
yeah.
it needed two different personalities to bring themselves to
Right.
the...
Kalki, to you, can you tell us the biggest strengths of all these three people? They're technically such sound people.
The biggest strengths.
Or you can say weaknesses.
Sometimes the strength and the weakness is the same. Are the same. Actually, many times it's that.
Oh, you're reading
I
that
think Anurag's strength is spontaneity.
Right.
Also, not preparing is his weakness. So same thing.
I
And
don't
then-
like to prepare.
Yeah, exactly. Then Neeraj, I would say, is his strength is also that calculation and preparing really well.
Right.
But also that can limit you because, sometimes actors want to try new things or whatever. Vikram, I've never actually
Right,
worked with.
yeah.
Never directed.
See,
his-
this man is prepared. He is over-prepared. and not prepared.
That's fine. Tell us the
And the
best way to
Shakti
put
ka
it.
santulan in the middle.
Right,
No,
guys,
really.
lastly, as filmmakers, do you all feel very content with the kind of employment and the work that your friends, your colleagues, writers, actors are getting nowadays? Because you all have introduced so many characters and so many actors.
What this has done is not just that, in the sense we have been making films on the edges, outside the system. There were never enough people did films actually for passion.
Yeah.
Because our films were not possible financially, and everybody made the film and they were not paid well enough, right? What this has done is not just created employment, it has given a lot of meaningful work to a whole array of actors, and now people know them. It has generated enough that we can actually, for the first time, pay people at par,
Yeah.
at par with the
Great,
rest
yeah.
of the industry. It's
And
It's a
crew
lot.
and,
And the crew.
music
Crew
and
and-
it's writers. Writers are like gods now.
A lot of
Because
people are just like wasting the opportunity, I feel, generally, like in the name of doing web series.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great opportunity to actually work hard on content
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
and you know, put it out there.
1000%. This period is not going to come again. It's not going to come back again where you've got a new medium that's allowing you to really tell stories and just really expand your own horizons.
Yeah.
The kind of stories you want to tell, actors. I mean, it's great that everybody's busy, but it's just like we need to make the most of this to be able to really go out there and just tell the best possible stories.
Right. You guys are making the most out of it. So best of luck for season 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.